Welcome to Satsang of today. Sit down straight, close the eyes gently. Deep inhale and exhale. And while exhaling, we are going to chant Om. And while chanting Om, just focus on the chanting and observe the sound waves and the vibrations moving across the body. Sarvavyapak, Sarvajya, न्यायकारी दयालु ईश्वर का मुख्य निज नाम ओम का जाप 3 बार करेंगे। फिर उसके बाद गायत्री मंत्र भजन के रूप में फिर आगे यज्ञ का। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तूने हमें उत्पन्न किया, पालन कर रहा है तो तुझसे ही पाते प्राण हम। दुखियों के कष्ट हरता है तो तेरा महान तेज है, छाया हुआ सभी स्थान। सृष्टि की वास्तु वास्तु में तू हो रहा है विद्यमान। तेरा ही धरते ध्यान हम, मांगते तेरी दया। ईश्वर हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला। दाता हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। Join the palms together, rub them gently, cover the eyes, gradually open the eyes below the palms and transferring the energy to the facial muscles. सभी को सादर नमस्ते। ईश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना mantra. Stuti, praising the virtues of Ishwar God, because when we praise good things in life, we tend to get them into our lifestyle. So if you praise the virtues of God, gradually, slowly, we'll adopt these virtues and will also become virtuous. Prarthana, prayers, as I always say, it's only to be done after putting up 100% mental and physical efforts to attain our goals. And Upasana is meditation, communion with Ishvara God. And to that purpose, let's keep our mind focused. If we know in general broad lines the meaning of the mantras, that's fine. Otherwise, just listen to our own chanting and focus on the chanting of the mantras, the sound waves and the vibrations, and feel the inner peace within ourselves. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasava Yadbhadram Tanna Asava Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jatah Patirekāsit Sadādhāra Prithivim Dhyāmutemam Kasmai Devāya Visha Vidhema Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityu Kasmai Devaya Visha Vidhema Om Yah Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Idra Jagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Yasya Dvipadascha Kasmai Devaya Visha Vidhema Om Ye Nadyorugra Prithivi Chadridha Ye Na Swasta Bhitam Ye Naka Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Visha Vidhema Om Prajapate Natvadetanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babhuva Yatkamaste Johomastanno Astu Vayam Syama Patayorainam Om Sano Bandhurjanita Savidata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amrita Manasha Nasriti Dhaman Adhyerayanta Om Agnena Yasupatharayasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjuranamino Puishtham Te Namauktim Vidhema Iti Shur Stuti Prarthana Upasana Prakaranam. We'll move now to the Achman mantras. Please take water in the right palm, sipping after saying Swaha. First Achman. Om Amritopastarnamasi Swaha. Second. Om Amritapidhanamasi Swaha. Third. Om Satyam Yashah Shirmai Shri Shayatam Swaha. Wash your hands. Then please take water in the left palm. Using the middle and ring finger of the right hand, you're going to touch various parts of the body, praying to Ishwar God. हे ईश्वर आप हमारे आत्मा को और आत्मा मन बुद्धि चित्त आदि को प्रेरित करें, जिससे इंद्रियों को हम सुपथ सन्मार्ग पर चलने के लिए हमारे सहायक बने. Praying to Ishwar God that he drives our soul, and the soul in turn drives the mind, the intellect, and the intellect pushing all the body organs towards righteous actions. Remember actions to be done at the end of the mantra. Kriya hamesha mantra ke baad. Om Bhangamasyastu. Om Nasorme Pranostu. Om Akshanorme Chakshurastu. Om Karnayorme Shrotramastu. Om Bahurme Balamastu. Om Urvorma Ojustu. Om Arishtani Mangani Tanustanvame Sahasanto. अग्नि आधान के लिए दीपक जलाएंगे. लाइटिंग ऑफ द लैम्प. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः. Next, introducing the fire into the Havan Kun at the end of this mantra. Om Bhurvuvah Swah Dhyoriva Bhumna Prithiviva Varimna Tasyaste Prithivi Deva Yajani Prishthe Agnimannada Mannadhyaya Dadhe. Agni Samindhan Mantra. Getting the fire blazing by sprinkling 2 free spoonfuls of ghee on the fire. Udbudhya Swagni means getting the fire blazing. Om Udbudhya Swagni Pratijagri Tvamishta Purte Sansrijetamayancha Asmin Sadhaste Adyuttarasmin Vishve Deva Yajamanascha Sidata. Samidhadan. First Samidha when we say Swaha in this mantra. Om Ayantaidvatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Svardha Swachedda Vardhaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Sva. Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama. Second Samhita, we have 2 mantras here. It will be on the second Swaha. Om Samidhagnim Duvasyata Griter Vordayata Tithim Asmin Navya Jotana Sva Idam Gre Idam Navama. Om Susamidhaya Shochishe Gritam Tivram Jotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Sva. Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama. Third Samhita. Om Tantva Samidbhirangiro Gritena Vardhayamasi Priyachochaya Vishtaya Svaha. idam agnengirase, idam navama. Panchagrit Ahuti, offering of ghee 5 times with this mantra. Purpose is to still get the fire blazing, because shortly after that, it's ahutis of ghee and samagri, so that the blazing fire will be able to do the free processes, combustion to produce that energy, so that the ghee and the samagri which are offered to the fire goes up into the atmosphere as vapors, and part of the medicinal herbs in the samagri will just diffuse directly from solid to gas to vapors into the atmosphere. Panchagrit Ahuti. Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachidda Vardaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhirmavarchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachidda Vardaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhirbrahmavarchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachidda Vardaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhirbrahmavarchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachidda Vardaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhirmavarchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachidda Vardaya Tasman Prajaya Pashubhirbrahmavarchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Navama. Jal Sechanam, sprinkling of water around the Havan Kund. Pehle Purva Disha, on the east. Om Adite Numanyasva. Second, on the west, Paschim Disha. Om Anumate Numanyasva. North, Uttar Disha. Om Saraswati Numanyasva. Now doing the round of the Havan Kund, starting from northeast, clockwise, ending on the northeast, Ishan Disha, the source of light in the rising sun in the summer, and that also enables us to gain cognizance of our surroundings, thus acquire the knowledge of physical sciences, but also that light of the knowledge of the Vedas revealed to mankind by Ishwar God. Agharavadya Ahuti, ahutis of ghee, first in the north, second in the south, third and fourth in the center. Ghee will be poured in the streamlined form from northwest to northeast, second mantra southwest to southeast, and third and fourth in the center. Om Agnaye Svaha Idam Agnaye Idam Navama Om Somaya Svaha Idam Somaya Idam Navama Om Prajapataye Svaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Navama Om Indraya Svaha Idam Indraya Idam Navama. Ghee and Samagri, Pratakalin mantras for the morning, Suryo Jyoti. Om Suryo Jyotirjyoti Surya Swaha. Om Suryo Varcho Jyotirvarcha Swaha. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajurusha Sendravatya Dushana Suryaveto Swa. Mantras for the afternoon, evening. Agnir Jyoti. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotiragni Swa. Om Agnir Varcho Jyotirvarcha Swa. Om Swaha. Om Sajurdevena Savitra Sajuratrindраvatya Jushano Agnirveto Swaha. Mantras for both morning and evening. And remember, these mantras are a firm reminder to us to try to chant the mantra in one flow with one deep breath. So we'll be doing our pranayam also there, because mantra says, Bhuragnaye pranaya swaha, bhurvaive apanaya swaha, swaradityaya vyanaya swaha, pran, apan, and vyan. The three main life forces in our body. Pran is the inhale, exhale. Apan is the life force around the digestive system. And third, Vyan is the life force distributing nutrients and oxygen to all parts of the body. So if we try to chant the mantra in one breath, that requires a deep inhale and slow exhale while chanting the mantra. We'll be synchronizing our breath and at least get the physical benefits of the Havan instantly. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Navama. Om Bhuvarvaive Panaya Swaha. Idam Vaive Panaya Idam Navama. Om Swaradityaya Vyanaya Swaha. Idam Adityaya Vyanaya Idam Navama. Om Bhurvaswaragnivaivaditebhya pranapanavyanabhya swaha. Idam agnivaivaditebhya pranapanavyanabhya idam navama. Om Mapo Jyotirasomritam Brahma Bhurvaswarom swaha. Om Yam Medham Devagana Pitarashtropasate Tayama Madhyamedhyagni Medhavinam Kuru Swaha. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasva Yad Bhadram Tannasva Swaha. Om Agnena Yas Pathara Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyo Yuyodhyasmajjohuranameno bhuishtantena muktim vidhema sva. Om bhurbhuvasva tatsaviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. Om Vishwani Deva Savitarduritani Parasva Yadbhadram Tannasva Swaha. Mantra for those who are celebrating their special days today or celebrated it during this week or in the forthcoming week. Prayers for good health and long life. Om Tat Chakshurdeva Hitam Purastat Chukramucharat Pashyema Sharadah Shatam Jivema Sharadah Shatam Shrinuyama Sharadah Shatam Pravama Sharadah Shatam Adinasyama Sharadah Shatam Bhuyascha Sharadah Shatat Swaha. Om Shatam Jiva Sharado Vardhamana Shatam Hemantan Shatamo Vasantan Shatamindragni Savita Brihaspati Shatayusha Havishemam Punardosva. The next mantra, praise to Ishwar God, that, O Ishwara, you are the Almighty, all forceful, grant us the force to live this life righteously. Tejosi Tejomai Dehi. Om Tejosi Tejomai Dehi. Viryamasi Viryamai Dehi. Balamasi Balamai Dehi. Ojos Yojomai Dehi. Manyorasi Manyumai Dehi. Sahosi Sahomai Dehi. Sama. So this mantra says, O Ishwar God, you are the all-powerful, all-forceful, give us the force to face this life and live this life righteously. Then he says, Viryamasi, Viryamai, you're the all-powerful. Aap praman virya hai, mujhko bhi viryavan kar do. So praying for power. Then Balamasi, Balamai, again asking for force. And that is force at the physical level, mental level, moral level, spiritual level, and social levels. Then it says, Ojas Yojo Maidhi, Ojas, the aura. And we get the positive aura only when we do positive things. Ishwar being the all positive, never doing wrong, never contemplating also to do wrong to anybody. It's only the Rudra Sarup when giving us the fruits or the results, the outcome of our bad karmas. So to get that aura, let's live life righteously at the level of our thoughts, manasa, at the level of our words, speech, vacha, then at the level of physical actions, karmana. Then it says, Manyurasi Manyum Maide. Hey Ishwar, आप क्रोध इसलिए करते हैं दुष्ट कार्यों पर, जिसको हम हिंदी में रोष कहते हैं. So Ishwar God has the angst for wrong actions, not for the wrongdoers, because he's always inspiring all, including the wrongdoers, to gear into righteous thoughts and righteous actions. It's we who override the inner voice, the divinity guiding us within ourselves. अंतर्यामी परमात्मा की जो guidance है, उसको बिल्कुल अनजाना देख करके हम आगे काम करते हैं. So we are praying to Ishwar God, let's also develop such angst that we start detesting wrongful actions. Then Sahosi Saho Maidhi, O Ishwar, you are all forbearing with loss of power, because people praise you, people blame you, people don't believe in you, but nevertheless you continue inspiring each and every one of them, whether they are believers or not, whether they do the prarthana, praise, prayer and worship or not, always by our sides. So give us that forbearance, that tolerance, likewise to bear all the ups and downs in life, but be balanced, keep our level-headedness. That's a really impressive mantra in terms of prayers. Next, prayers for the welfare of everybody. Swasti mantra. Om swasti na indro vridhashrava swasti na pusha vishveda swasti nastaksharyo varishtanemi swasti no brihaspatir dadhatu swa. Today is World Environment Day. So I've taken two free mantras from the Nasadiya Sukta of the Rig Veda, which deals about creation, and we'll talk about that during the lecture. Om Nasadasinno Sadasittadanim Nasidrajo no Vyoma Paro Yat Kimavariva Kuha Kasya Sharman Nambha Kima Siddgahanam Gaviram Swa Om Na Mrityurasida Mritam Na Tarahi Na Ratrayahan Asit Praketa Anivatam Swadhaya Tadekam Tasmadhyan Yannah Parikinchana Sasva Om Iyam Resishtiriyata Babhuva Yadivo Dade Yadivana Yo Asya Dhyaksha Paramo Paramevyo Mansoanga Veda Yadi Vanaveda Swa Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Aryan is with us. So please, Gayatri Mantra, Mahamrityunjay Mantra, and with Swaha at the end so that everybody can give the Ahuti. Ahutis of both Ghee and Samagri are in place.
Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmir Bandhanam Mrityormukshim Amritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmir Bandhanam Mrityormukshim Amritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukmir Bandhanam Mrityormukshim Amritat Swaha.
Swishtakrit Ahuti, Ahuti of Ghee and Prasad if you have, otherwise only Ghee please. Om Yadasya Karmanotyaririsham Yadvyanyunmihakaram Agnishta Shrishta Kridvidyat Sarvam Swishtam Suhutam Karotu Me Agnaye Shrishta Krite Suhutahute Sarvaprayashchita Hutinam Kamanam Samardetre Sarvanah Kaman Samardaya Svaha Idam Agnaye Shrishta Krite Idam Namama. Next Ahuti of only Ghee. Om Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namama. Purnahuti. Ghee and Samagri. 3 times. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Put everything down. Join the palms together. Mahavam Devyagan. 3 mantras from Samved. ईश्वर से याचना करते कि ईश्वर हम सभी जो इस यज्ञ में भाग ले रहे हैं यज्ञ परिवार के रूप में और पूरे विश्व को सुख शांति और समृद्धि दें. सुख prayers for happiness, shanti for peace, and samriddhi for progress, prosperity. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. कयानश्चित्र आभुवदूति सदा वृधसखा कयाशचेष्टया वृता ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः कस्त्वा सत्यो मदानां मंघीष्ठो मत्सदन्धस त्रिदाचिदारुजेवसु ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः अभीशो न सखीनामवीता चरित्रनाम् शतं भवस्युतये ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः। यज्ञ प्रार्थना।
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे पाप उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ दीजिए चंपट को मानसिक बल कीजिए, होने चाहिए सत्य को करें हर्ष हो सागर से तरे अश्विनी धार को धर्म संसार नित्य इसे रहे रोग पीड़ित सब हरते रहे भावना से पाप अत्याचार लाभकारी हो हवन हर लिए वाणी शुभ को धारण किए स्वार्थ मिटे प्रेम मत विस्तार हो इदं नमः प्रत्येक व्यवहार हो प्रेम रस में मग्न हो कर वंदना करुणा आपकी सब पर पूजनीय हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ दीजिए छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए, प्रभु आत्मिक बल दीजिए।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। सबका भला करो भगवान, सब पर कृपा करो भगवान, दया करो हे भगवान, सबका सब विधि हो कल्याण, हे से सब सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी, सब हो निरोग भगवान, धन धान्य के भंडारी, सब भद्र भाव देखें, सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो, दुखिया न कोई होवे, सृष्टि में प्राण धारी। हे नाथ सब सुखी हो, कोई न हो दुखारी। सब हो निरोग, धन धान्य के भंडारी। त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव वेद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्ते हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि, भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि।
Ashirvad, blessings. Join the palms together, close the eyes gently. Just remember the grace of Ishvara is flowing all within us and around us at all times. We just have to make ourselves the proper recipient to receive that grace, those blessings from Ishvara, and not stand like a strain or a colander below it up and trying to fill that. So let's pledge to be on the path of righteous thoughts, righteous words, and righteous actions. The first part of it says, Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama. So the wishes, the desires of the Yajaman be truthful. Om Satya Santo Yajamanasya Kama. Om Purna Santo Yajamanasya Kama. Om Safala Santo Yajamanasya Kama. O Ishvara God, may the wishes, the desires of the Yajaman be truthful. The truthful desires, wishes of the Yajaman be complete. The truthful desires, wishes of the Yajaman be complete with 100% success. Swasti Mantra. Om Swasti na Indro Vridharshava Swasti na Pusha Vishveda Swasti nastaksharyo Arishtanemi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadatu. Om Bhadram Karnevi Shnuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabiriyajatra Sthirairangaistoštvam Sastanurabhirvyashemahi Devaitam Niyadayu. Om Swasti Swasti Swasti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our gratitude to Ishvara God, thanking Ishvara for the new day of today, which we are saying we are living, for the opportunity He's given to us, the knowledge He's given to us to be in the Yaj Satsang of today, and for all the things that we need and we have in our life. ईश्वर को अवसर, सामर्थ्य और ज्ञान विज्ञान के लिए धन्यवाद। Second, gratitude to Ishvara God for having given us parents who have transmitted to us the positive, the good sanskar, for the gurus and the rishis who's brought down the knowledge of the Vedas to us, and to all those who've directly or indirectly contributed to the success of the program of today. Now time for bhajan. So please unmute yourself and proceed.
ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। सुर दुर्लभ मानव तन तूने बड़े भाग्य से पाया है, विषयों में फंस करके बंदे हीरा जन्म गवाया है। दुष्ट संग ना किया करो, सज्जनों से गुण लिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। पता नहीं कब रुक जाए चलते चलते श्वास, एक क्षण में खत्म हो जाए जग का सभी तमाश। सुबह शाम जप किया करो, याद प्रभु को किया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। फिर ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। हर प्राणी से प्यार करो, सब में वही समाया है, मिलकर रहना सब है अपने, कोई नहीं पराया है। द्वेष भावना किया करो, दुख ना किसी को दिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। सच्चा सुख है प्रभु की भक्ति में, बात न समझो झूठी, वही अमर पढ़ पाते हैं जो पीते राम की बूटी। प्रभु नाम रस पिया करो, राघव भूल ना किया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो। ओम का सिमरन किया करो, प्रभु के सहारे जिया करो, जो दुनिया का मालिक है नाम उसी का लिया करो, नाम उसी का लिया करो। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Premji, for this melodious bhajan, putting us in the tune. Prabhu ka naam liya karo, Prabhu ka simran karo. Just remember Ishwar God. If we can't remember much about God, just remember God as the giver of life. Gayatri Mantra, the first part, Bhur Bhuva Swaha, Bhu, the giver of life. Second Bhuva, remover of all our ills and evils, our pains and sufferings. And third, Swaha, the all blissful giver bliss. If we remember these three things, and we'll be grateful to Ishwar God every day for that, we'll be coming in line with the message in this bhajan. Thank you. Next, please. Yes, Priyamji, unmute yourself. No, we can't listen to you. Unmute yourself first.
Namaste everybody. Namaste Acharya ji. Namaste,
Namaste,
everyone.
that's good now.
I will try Milta Hai Sacha Sukh last time like you wanted, but I could not do it.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll try. मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में यह मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में यह विनती है पल पल छिन छिन रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में I'm sorry. सांसों में तेरा नाम रहे तेरी याद सुबह और शाम रहे सांसों में तेरा नाम रहे तेरी याद सुबह और शाम रहे बस काम ये आठों याम रहे रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में चाहे चारों ओर अंधियारा हो चाहे संकट ने मुझे घेरा हो चाहे चारों ओर अंधियारा हो चाहे संकट ने मुझे घेरा हो पर चित्त न डगमग मेरा हो रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में पर मन मेरा डगमग हो रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में चाहे ज्वाला में ही जलना हो चाहे कांटों पर भी चलना हो चाहे ज्वाला में भी जलना हो चाहे कांटों पर भी चलना हो चाहे छोड़ के देश निकलना हो रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में चाहे जग को छोड़ निकलना हो रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में चाहे वैरी कुल संसार बने चाहे जीवन मुझ पर भार बने चाहे वैरी संसार बने चाहे जीवन मुझ पर भार बने चाहे मौत गले का हार बने रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में थैंक यू
Thank you, Priyamji. In one word, this bhajan leads us to tapa. That is austerity in life, developing some resilience to adversities so that we can better face life. And second is when we are chanting, Rahe dhyan tumhare charanon mein. When we all know that ईश्वर निराकार है, God is formless. So what's the purpose of charanon mein? That's only an allegory. As we say, upama alankar. Just as when we stay at home, we say, माता पिता के चरण में या उनके छत्र छाया में हम रहते हैं. But do we really stand in the shadow of our parents? No, it's we stand in the protection under the guidance of our parents. So that's what this bhajan leads us to. Leads us to say that when we sing Rahe dhyan tumhare charanon mein, is that we always having in mind the laws of the creation, respecting the laws of the creation, respecting the laws of nature, respecting the elders and the learned who visit us, and also respecting the guidance, the instructions of the Vedas given to us. Thank you, Priyamji. Next, if anybody is there, Vajan. Okay, Kamleshji, proceed, and then Ushaji will.
ईश्वर जो कुछ करता है अच्छा ही करता है, मानव तो परिवर्तन से आहे को डरता है। जब से दुनिया बनी है तब से रोज बदलती है, जो शय आज यहाँ है कल वो आगे चलती है। अदला बदली को तू क्यों घबराता है, मानव तू परिवर्तन से काहे को डरता है। सुख दुख आते जाते रहते सबके जीवन में, पतझड़ और बहारे दोनों जैसे गुलशन में, चढ़ता है तूफान कभी या कभी उतरता है, मानव तू परिवर्तन से काहे को डरता है। कितनी लंबी रात हो फिर भी दिन तो आएगा, जल में कमल खिलेगा फिर से वो मुस्काएगा। देता है जो कष्ट वही कष्टों को हरता है, मानव तू परिवर्तन से काहे को डरता है। वो ही दाना फलता है जो खाक में मिल जाए, कहे पथिक जो कांटे बोए वो ही मंजिल पाए। भट्टी में पड़कर सोने का रंग निखरता है, ईश्वर जो कुछ करता है अच्छा ही करता है, मानव तू परिवर्तन से काहे को डरता है, ईश्वर जो कुछ करता है अच्छा ही करता है। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Kamleshji. One line which probably triggers question in our mind. ईश्वर जो तू करता है अच्छा ही करता है. And when we are suffering, what happens? Then we start putting the questions. We forget about what we've done wrong somewhere. जैसे गलत खा लिए तो स्वास्थ्य बिगड़ गया. We've eaten the wrong things that doesn't suit us and we've got sick. Or we've not taken care of our physical body and the body has gone on sclerosis. And old age sets in very rapidly. So these are all the negligence that we do, and when that happens, we put the questions to Ishwar God. Like when an accident happens, is we put the question, hey Ishwar, तूने इसको क्यों जल्दी उठा दिया? It's not that. Accidents are accidents. God has nothing to do with that. Or when somebody has done us wrong, still there, God has nothing to do with that. It's because we have free will.
हाँ जी।
तो अपने फ्री विल से जब हम करते हैं, मर्जी से जब हम करते हैं, तो ईश्वर को हम दोष नहीं दे सकते। बाकी the things ईश्वर is sustaining life, giving us all the things that we need in terms of air, water, space, etc. So that bhajan leads us to that. Be thankful to God for the gifts that He's given to us in nature. Thank you, Kamlesh ji. Usha ji, please.
Benji is trying to say something.
Yes, she said thank you.
No, I was saying we always blame God for our miseries. That's why I
Okay.
was laughing. ये भगवान का कसूर है, उसने हमें ये दिया है, हमें ये
Yeah,
दिया,
yeah.
ये हमारा ही कसूर है. We
Yeah.
did it.
मेरे विचार में कि संसार में बहुत हम एडवांटेजेस ले रहे थे नेचर से, तो इट्स लाइक ए लेसन फ्रॉम द नेचर. स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ, अपना ख्याल रखो, बाहर को दूसरों को ब्लेम मत करो. ये मेरा विचार. थैंक यू.
Yeah. Thank you. Usha ji, please.
हर देश में तू, हर वेश में तू, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरी रंग भूमि ये विश्वम्भरा, तेरी रंग भूमि ये विश्वम्भरा. हर खेल में मेल में तू ही है, हर खेल मेल में तू ही है, तू ही है. हर देश में तू, हर वेश में तू, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. सागर से उठा बादल बनकर, बादल से फूटा जल होकर. सागर से उठा बादल बनकर, बादल से फूटा जल होकर. फिर नार बना नदियां गहरी, तेरे भिन्न स्वरूप तू एक ही है. हर देश में तू, हर वेश में तू, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. चींटी से अणु परमाणु बना, फिर दिव्य जगत का रूप लिया. चींटी से अणु परमाणु बना, फिर दिव्य जगत का रूप लिया. फिर पर्वत वृक्ष विशाल बना, सौंदर्य तेरा तू एक ही है. हर देश में तू, हर वेश में तू, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. ये दृश्य दिखाया है जिसने, वह है गुरुदेव की पूर्ण दया. ये दृश्य दिखाया है जिसने, वह है गुरुदेव की पूर्ण दया. टुकड़ाया कहे और कोई दिखा, बस तू और मैं सब एक ही है. हर देश में तू, हर वेश में तू, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है.
Thank you, Usha ji. When it says Haradesh mein tu, Haravesh mein tu, talking about the omnipresence of God, Sarva Vyapak, present at all times and everywhere at the same time. Then second, Tere Roop Anek, that is also to be understood. When you're talking Tere Roop Anek, it's not physical appearance. It's because of the various, as we say, gun, karma, subhav. The characteristics of God, the various actions, जैसे संसार को बनाना, संसार को चलाना, संसार को प्रलय देना, हमें वेदों का ज्ञान देना और सभी जीवों को अपने कर्म फल का सही जवाब हिसाब देना. Creating this universe, sustaining the universe, dissolving it at the end of the lifetime, giving us the knowledge of the Vedas, and also giving us the fruits or the outcome of our karmas. So if we take each and every of these functions or the virtues or the characteristics in one form or the other, this is what Maharishi Danan has given in the first chapter of the Satyat Prakash, the various names of God, explaining them in details. And that's the importance of keeping in touch with the Arsh Granthas, the Vedas, the Upanishads. If we can't reach there, let's stick to the simple explanations given to us. Like Satyat Prakash, we find it difficult, but if we take one short paragraph daily, read that, reread, spend probably 15-20 minutes every day, then we'll understand the concepts behind those bhajans which we listened today. So thank you again for those melodious, inspiring bhajans for today. Dhananjay ji?
Welcome everyone to our weekly services. After all those melodious bhajans, we will have an inspirational talk from Acharya ji. Thank you all for joining. Today, just for the reminder, we have a weekly kids program on Friday evening at 9 p.m. And on Sunday, we have the spiritual learning for the adults at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So Acharya ji probably will have a talk on the working of the day.
Om Namaste ji. My voice is clear to everybody?
Yes.
Thank you. बिकॉज बीच में आप लोगों की आवाज जो है वो कट हो रहा था, खासकर वो धनंजय जी की ओर से जब भजन हो रहा था, यस प्रार्थना, और अभी भी जब बात कर रहे थे तो द वॉइस वाज जस्ट ब्रोकन. दैट्स व्हाई आई वांटेड टू कंफर्म. सो लेट्स सिट डाउन स्ट्रेट, क्लोज द आईज जेंटली, ब्रिंग आवर माइंड टू फोकस. ध्यान अवस्थित कर लें. डीप इनहेल एंड एक्सहेल. 3 बार ओम का जाप करेंगे. विल डू ओम जाप. And still, as I usually say, focus on our own chanting, the sound waves going and the vibrations generated in our body. Slowly, gently open the eyes. Keep the focus. And
Acharya ji, you are muted.
sorry. Welcome for today. June is rich with events. 1st of June is Global Day of Parents. 5th of June is World Environment Day. And if we look further down the line, 12th of June, Maharishi Dayanand started dictating the Satyat Prakash, which we celebrate as Satyat Prakash Jayanti. 21st of June is International Day of Yoga. So I'll try to keep within the purview of the World Environment Day of today. In the Yajna Havan, we did mantras from the Nasadiya Sukta, which talks about the creation. It says, Nasda Sinno Sada Sittadanim Nasda Sijjo No Vyoma Paroyat. Kima Variva Kuru Karasya Sharmanambha Kima Srishta Gahanam Kabhirat. Before the creation of this world, nothing existed. Matter existed only in its primordial form. All the souls were in the custody of Ishwar God, and it was only God with a consciousness. Souls were like in the coma position. Then the creation started. Matter with vibrations in matter, with actions and reactions in matter. And there's a whole process which is described in the Sankhya Darshan. We'll look at it at some other time. But that creation gives us, if we come to the gross elements, the Panch Mahabhut, space, air, fire, water, and earth. This is what we see around us, and this is what makes our environment. And within that space, within that fire, that water, that air, and on the earth, inhabits all the various life forms in this creation. All the species. And let's look at the Vedic perspective on the environment. Environment Day has been celebrated on the 5th of June since 1974. Really, we've been talking about environment. We'll be talking about the science behind environment. We've been talking about measures to mitigate or reduce the impact of human activity, the adverse impact of human activity on the environment. But probably what we miss around each and every year after celebrating the World Environment Day, it's a reflection on our collective values, lifestyles, and to be more respectful towards nature, the environment. Because after all, we need to strike a just balance between economic, social, and environmental needs to be able to keep the planet Earth in a way so that it sustains life. And all the ecosystem that we find there, whether it's plants, animals, as we say, the fauna and flora, and the biota, all caters for our basic needs: food, shelter, and clothing. And all these which exist on the planet affords us with the opportunity to grow physically, intellectually, morally, socially, and spiritually. Had there been no planet Earth, we wouldn't have had a place to live. Without the other elements, water, fire, air, etc., life wouldn't have been sustainable. And without sustainability of life, it would be difficult to go into physical, intellectual, moral, spiritual, and social growth. But the problem of the environment is not from the environment, is from human activity. All the other species have that knowledge to live life and be in harmony with nature. Humans endowed with the knowledge, with a brain to acquire further knowledge, with research and development, unfortunately, we've gone on a skewed path in life. Over exploitation of the resources of the universe. And nature is hitting back hard to us. We've not learned the lessons. We persist in merciless activities, drugging the fields to produce more and more with pesticides and chemicals, force feeding animals to satiate the taste buds. Plastic and non-degradable products just dumped everywhere. And the waste is rising higher and higher than the mountains. Let alone about air, water, land pollution. It's really choking life. And probably COVID came to us to teach us respect the environment. We interfered with nature, we interfered with animal life, and those, as we say, zoonistic diseases started contaminating mankind. Such that when we were in confinement, the air, water, etc. became clearer and clearer, and we could now gauge how we were choking ourselves by our activity. The environment is withering. We've been invading natural reserves, and that's why we often find in the news elephants, tigers, and other animals leaving their habitats to come to interfere with our living. We've been reclaiming land from the sea, and the rising sea levels are leveling the things back again. So we see science, technology, engineering, mathematics, all these, as we say, the STEM, that do not suffice to solve the global crisis. What we need to do, go as per the Shanti Patha. Shanti Patha, what does it teach us? Dio Shanti, luminous bodies be peaceful to us. Prithvi Shanti, the earth be peaceful to us. Apa Shanti, the waters be peaceful to us. Antariksh Shanti, the space be peaceful to us, etc., etc. But we should remember it's a question of, as we say, the boomerang. When we send it, it will always return to us. So we need to treat nature, the environment around us, in the way we would like to be treated, with respect. Because reuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle has been on the agenda for decades. But still, if we look at the news, we see that big chunks of the Arctic Ocean are now floating. We knew about the Titanic about a century ago, a boat hitting the iceberg, but now we're having more and more iceberg floating. And 2021, the theme of the World Environment Day is reimagine, recreate, and restore. Again, 3 R's. We knew about reduce, reuse, and recycle. This one says reimagine, recreate, and restore. So what we need to reimagine, to recreate, and to restore is responsible human behavior. That is another R, responsible human behavior. Then reconnect with nature. Second R, what's the purpose? For reverence for life. So a third R again. The first 3 R's were reduce, reuse, and recycle. The 3 R's of this year's theme is restore, recreate, and reimagine, restore, recreate, and restore. But I would say, response, what do we need to recreate, reimagine, and restore is responsible human behavior, reconnecting with nature, and reverence for life, respect life. Experts have been working probably 3-4 decades now. But there's no, as we say, light at the end of the tunnel, because the holistic approach to solutions is not there. We've been looking at outside solutions, what science can do. We've looked at the cosmos. We've studied the behavior of animals, but have we studied our own behavior towards the environment? If we make a blend of all these sciences along with responsible human behavior, reconnecting with nature and revering life, respecting life, will bring the holistic approach to solve this problem. Because we'll be stopping to measure progress just in terms of economy. We'll focus on happiness rather than economic progress. And happiness would be measured, one, in terms of material things that we have, we can use effectively and efficiently, not just by accumulating, but making efficient and effective use of that, in the sense where the yoga philosophy tells us a parigraha. Keep only what we need for life, never over accumulate. A reasonable amount of reserves is good, but if we go beyond that, then we are going to deplete nature, we are going to deplete Mother Earth. There's one scientist who came with one theory. He says the loop of interdependence and interconnectedness. And that was in 1971 by Barry Commoner. It was about the 4 laws of ecology to close the cycle. Everything is connected with everything else in this universe. And if we understand that, we will understand the need for all species to be living in harmony. As the Vedas say, Mitrasya chakshusha samikshamahe. Let's look at all living and non-living organisms as friends. We will not harm them. Then everything must go somewhere. This is the second law which he said. There's no waste in nature. So if there's no waste in nature, let's stop the throwaway culture. Throwaway should be at last resort. We will learn to maximize the use of our resources. Then nature knows best. Humankind, unfortunately, has been trying to master nature with all the technology, but unfortunately, when big storms come, we have no alternative than bear them. So let's stop doing things that are detrimental to the natural system. And the fourth one says there's no such thing as a free lunch. Exploitation of nature, reasonable exploitation is good, but overexploitation, abuse in converting natural resources to useless forms, that is going to hit hard. So we need the spiritual connection in all the approaches to solve the environmental crisis. Swa anushasanam, self-discipline. Aparigraha, refrain from accumulation of superfluous things. And santosh, be content for the things that we have been graced with, for the blessings that we are having in our life, rather than being unhappy for the things that we don't have. If we start on that footing, we'll be having better happiness levels in life. Last but not least, let's stop putting things on account of Kali Yuga or the age of decay, decrepitude. If we continue to maintain excellence in our behavioral response, physical, moral, and spiritual aspects of life, then we'll stop pushing the dirt behind the doors of Kali Yuga. We'll be responsible in everything that we do, and karma tells us every action has an equal and matching reaction, unlike the laws of science. So nature is responding to its disrespect. Let's go to behavioral responses. Hold the keys in our hand to stop the ruthless exploitation of resources with the greenhouse effects and mitigate the catastrophic environmental decline. Shanti Path tells us, as I said at the beginning, Dyo Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Antarik Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Apa Shanti, Ushadaya Shanti, etc. Let's be peaceful in our dealings with all these elements of nature, and nature will be offering us a peaceful environment for us to live. Thank you. I hope I have been able to give you some insight from the Vedic perspective. We'll be dealing that in more details tomorrow during the spiritual teachings between 9 and 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want, please join us there. We'll be going into more details about the environmental importance in our life. Thank you. Namaste ji. ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद. One Om Jap. Om. सभी को ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद. सादर नमस्ते जी.
Thank you, Acharya ji, for reminding us our duty towards the nature. We have this occasion of Environment Day. We can continue us guiding for a whole year and remind us of our responsibility towards the nature. Now we'll proceed with the Aarti.
जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्ति के संकट दास के संकट जय जगदीश हरे जो जाके पावे दुख से मन जो दुख से मन दुख संपत्ति दर्शन के करने पावन जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता मेरे चरण जब में किसकी तुम बिन प्रभु बिन और आस कर जिसकी यूं जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो तुम दयानी तुम दयानी तुम सबके साथ जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा की सागर मैं केवल तुम स्वामी मैं केवल तुम स्वामी कृपा हरे तुम हो एक अगोचर सबकी राजपति सबकी राजपति किसी भी में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम मेरे तुम मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार पर तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय का ताप है मेरा संताप है मेरा संतर की सेवा जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
Moving now towards the closing prayers, Shantipat. Before that, 4 lines, blessings. भगवान इस परिवार को सुख का सदा वरदान दो ज्ञान की गंगा बहाकर शुद्ध वैदिक ज्ञान दो निरोग होकर सब जिए शतवर्ष आयुष्मान हो धन धान्य से पूरित सदा यश युक्त कीर्तिमान हो पुत्र पौत्रादिक सभी बलवान हो श्रीमान हो विद्वान हो मतिमान हो धर्मात्मा धीमान हो शांति पाठ prayers for universal peace in the yogic meditative form. Om Dyo Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apa Shanti Oshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhananjay.
O God, by your grace, may the celestial region be peaceful, the space be peaceful, the earth be peaceful, the waters be peaceful.
Please come
Crop-
closer to the mic.
The seasonal crops and medicinal plants be peaceful. The
No,
perishable
we can't hear you.
O God, by your grace, may the celestial regions be peaceful, the space be peaceful, the earth be peaceful, the waters be peaceful, the seasonal crops and recreational plants be peaceful, the perennial plants and vegetation be peaceful, the learned and elderly be conducive to peace and prosperity. May the Supreme Creator, deliver of pain and afflictions, bring us peace. May the universe be peaceful. May peace be peaceful. May that peace be with us. May there be cosmic, physical, and physical peace. May we be having dukh. Om Annapate Annasya no Deha Namivasya Shushminaha Prapradata Sarishurjam No Dehi Pripade Chanushpade. हे अन्न के स्वामी आप हमें अन्न दीजिए जो रोग रहित और पुष्टिकारक हो। आप अन्नदाता का कल्याण करिए। 2 पाए मनुष्य और 4 पाए पशुओं आदि में ओ अन्नदाता ईश्वर, giver of food, kindly provide us with healthy and healthy producing food. Grant serenity to those who give food in charity. May all living beings be blessed with जो बोले सो है।
वैदिक धर्म की जय।
मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र जी की
जय।
योगेश्वर श्री कृष्णचंद्र महाराज की
जय।
गुरुवर स्वामी विवेकानंद जी की
जय।
महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद जी की
जय।
संसार के सभी श्रेष्ठ महापुरुषों की
जय।
संसार के सभी ऋषि देवियों की
We can't hear you now.
आज के अनुमान की आर्य समाज
मर रहे,
वेद की ज्योति
जलती रहे।
ओम का झंडा
ऊंचा रहे।
वैदिक ध्वनि
ओम। वैदिक अभिवादन सभी को सादर नमस्ते। Thank you everybody. Thanks for joining. We can have 5 minutes to share our views and then we'll end.
एक प्रार्थना है वंदना जी से। वंदना जी, आपकी आवाज बहुत मधुर है, तो आप भी कभी भजन गाया करिए।
हाँ,
इतनी मधुर आवाज का कुछ तो प्रयोग होना चाहिए।
प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ।
जय माँ।
कोई भजन अच्छा सा रहे तो वो भी आप भेज सकते हो तो भेजिए।
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
अच्छा है, कोई 1-2 भजन भेजिएगा तो फिर उसको गाएंगे।
अच्छा ठीक है, मैं कब बताएं? आई कैन गिव यू नाउ।
Yes, please share.
या सॉरी, सीखना पड़ेगा। चलिए सिंपल सा भजन दे देते हैं।
अरे जी, आपके पास ये बुक नहीं है हमारी?
ना, ये आपका है ना, वो समाज का।
समाज की बुक।
समाज की बुक।
हाँ, वो तो सिर्फ टोरंटो में है।